How's it going, everybody? And in today's video, we will be talking about the reasons why you're not disciplined. Before we get into the video, please consider liking and subscribing, as that will help this video reach others that could potentially benefit from it. Now, before we delve into the video, I'll talk about a part of my life that will really help you understand this video and why you're not disciplined, and maybe help you understand, maybe help you realize the similarity and learn from my mistakes. I remember when I first started self-improvement, there was a period where I told myself that the next day I'm going to wake up at 5 a.m. I'm going to be productive and work the entire morning. The next morning I did wake up at 5 a.m. and I went for a run around my neighborhood, and when I came back, instead of doing work, I ended up just falling back asleep until like 12 or 1 p.m. in the afternoon. And that right there is a perfect example of not being disciplined. I wasn't disciplined enough to actually do what I wanted to do for the day. Yeah, I might have woken up early and go for a run, but that's more so motivation. I felt motivated to do it, but I wasn't disciplined to follow through and do it properly. The reason why I failed, not only because I didn't have the discipline, was also, but the reason I failed, not only because I lacked the discipline, but was also because I went into that cold turkey. And if you go into something cold turkey without the discipline, you're bound to fail and just fall back into your complacent life. Now, mind you, for some people it will benefit them doing something cold turkey, but generally speaking, that's probably not the way to go. What I could have done in that situation was, instead of waking up at 5 a.m., I'll take whatever time I typically wake up, whatever, if it's from like 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., and start picking a time, and then every day slowly waking up a little bit earlier and earlier. And if I wanted to go for a jog, I could have just, or sorry, a run, I could have just went for a walk and start implementing little bits of jogging to build up my cardio instead of tiring myself out. And then that way I gradually work my way towards something that I want to do, like a goal. But that's more so the logical aspect of being disciplined and not being disciplined. Let's talk about why I wasn't disciplined in the first place, besides going into cold turkey. Why wasn't I disciplined is because I was complacent. And what is complacency? Complacency is having this some sort of satisfaction with something, for example, your life. So I was satisfied with my life despite how unhappy I was. I was satisfied with waking up really late during the days. I was satisfied with not being productive and falling asleep super late. Even though I didn't like it, it's not good. It made me unhappy because the nature of bad habits, I was complacent. Now, what is the nature of bad habits? Bad habits are obviously stuff that's not good for you, doing stuff that's not good for you, but it brings you comfort. It's comfortable to eat junk food. It's comfortable to be lazy and do nothing all day. It's comfortable to not choose to put yourself through pain and tribulation in order to get to your goal. So it's comfortable for me not to fast for 24 hours. It's comfortable for me to not go to the gym and work my ass off. It's comfortable for me to not do the hard work, especially when I don't feel like it. So because of that, it made me complacent, which is the reason why I wasn't disciplined. And that could be the reason why other people are not disciplined enough to achieve their goals, because it comes down to a matter of living a complacency lifestyle, of accepting your fate, and even if you're not happy with it, you still accept it. And the number one remedy for that is to start taking actual steps and change up your lifestyle, so you can get yourself out of this complacent state and achieve the goals that you want to achieve. For example, last summer of 2023, I used to weigh 205 pounds, and it wasn't until later in that year where I again took actual steps and changed up my lifestyle and habits, where I lost 25 pounds, and now I weigh 180 pounds. And that right there is an example of being complacent to going And that right there is an example of being complacent to becoming disciplined and living this regiment of putting myself through pain and suffering in order to achieve my goals. The complacent thing is to be comfortable with eating junk food and being overweight and not fitting into my clothes, despite how unhappy I was with myself. But the discipline thing was to start changing my diet and lifestyle. I started doing keto. I started implementing intermittent fasting and prolonged fasting. All that requires pain and suffering, which again requires discipline and willpower, and goes back to the principles of self-improvement. So to sum it up, you're not disciplined because you are complacent. In order to get yourself out of that complacent lifestyle, you have to start implementing the principles of self-improvement, which are discipline, willpower, consistency, and motivation. More so discipline. All the rest follow through with discipline, but starting there, starting gradually and working your way towards a goal. That's why I mentioned the whole thing about me waking up early and going for a run. The best way to live this disciplined lifestyle is to start from zero and not cold turkey, and just gradually make your way. Because again, look at what happened to me. I did something cold turkey, and then I just flopped flat on my face. It might help for some people, but again, generally speaking, it's the best way to go, to do something gradually. So that's it for this video. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Please, again, consider subscribing and liking, as that will help this video reach others that will potentially benefit from it. And yeah, I thank you for watching.